we have breaking news. So we haven't been able to discuss it, previously, but the Raiders have signed veteran cornerback Marcus Peters. Mike, I will let you have the floor.
Yeah, I'm very happy. This was something that was being whispered here and there over the offseason. Mostly late into free agency, post draft. It was like, oh, Marcus Peters is out there. He might get a visit soon, and then he visited in like maybe April, maybe May. I think it was May, and
Mm-hmm.
nothing came out of it. And it was like, all right, maybe they're not going to sign him. And then the word came out last week that he was going to visit like the day, like you said, yesterday, the 26th or whatever, the day that training camp was starting. It was like he's going to sign, you know. And he had a workout. It was not just a visit, it was a workout. So
Mm-hmm.
the writing was on the wall for a while now, and you know, you look at his accolades. I didn't even realize how you know prolific his career has been. He's a
Mm-hmm.
four-time All-Pro, 2015 Defensive Rookie of the Year. Um,
Was
I
that
think
was that when he was on the Ravens,
he was drafted.
the
I want to
Chiefs?
say the Chiefs, and then he went to
Mm-hmm.
the Rams, and then the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
But I think since it's either 2015 or I think it is 2015, he has the most interceptions in the league. I could
Mm-hmm.
be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the stat. So Raiders signed him to a 1 year deal, uh, up to $5 million. I'm not exactly sure what the base is or anything like that yet, but I'll take it. I'll take a veteran who's savvy, who knows how to get it done, and he's a dog. He's one of those guys that's just gonna amp everybody up and go out there and get shit done. So I'm happy.
Not only that, but I like this signing for the Raiders too because I feel like they really needed a veteran on defense. And Marcus Peters provides a lot of experience. He's been on a couple defenses, in the NFL already. He, like you said, has been an all-pro player. I believe he's made a couple Pro Bowls. And then not only that, but he is a culture fit for the Raiders, I would say, because he grew up in Oakland, and I believe he went to McClemens High School. So he, you know, uh, obviously the Raiders are not in Oakland anymore, but that was probably his team growing up, and I'm sure it's one of his childhood dreams to play for the Raiders. So
Yeah,
I when I see cool stuff like that, I just think about like when I was little and how I wanted to play like for the Niners or whatever, like creating my player in Madden or
yeah,
playing for the San Francisco Giants, stuff like that. So I think that's
yeah,
pretty cool. And
absolutely.
then I think he fills a need. I think the Raiders needed a cornerback, especially if you're going to be facing teams like the Chiefs and you got the Broncos. So maybe Peters can line up with Jerry Jeudy, but I think Peters is going to step into a role similar to what Richard Sherman stepped into when he signed with the 49ers back a couple years ago. And I believe that at the time of both of their signings, I want to say Sherman was also 30 years old, and Marcus Peters is also 30 years old. So Sherman already knew the area because he went to Stanford. So it's like, I see the parallels with that. And I enjoyed Sherman's tenure with the Niners. So I think Peters going to the Raiders, I don't think it could be worse, and it could potentially even be better. So,
Yeah, and I think bring up Richard Sherman's a good example. I was actually about to bring up Casey Hayward, who came to the Raiders maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I think he was 30 years old around the time of his signing, and I didn't expect much of him coming off the. I want to say it was with the Chargers, but he came in and I wouldn't say he locked it down, but he made a difference.
mhm.
So I I could see something maybe hopefully a little bit better out of Peters than what we got from Casey Hayward, but Casey Hayward was a guy that I really liked for his time with the Raiders.
Mhm. Yeah, so, hopefully that Marcus Peters, still has it in terms of like his physical ability, but even if he just has to be sort of in that role, I know we talked about it last time about having sort of a coach on the field. He can provide sort of like what Richard Sherman, when he got up there with age, was able to provide. And I think one of the reasons why Richard Sherman signed with the Niners was because in 2017 Garoppolo went to the 49ers and had success. And I know that Garoppolo, just came to the Raiders, so I wonder if Marcus Peters is all on board for Jimmy G.